The guests who come to our village, located between the Kampenwand and Lake Chiemsee, like to say Aschau more than meets the eye. Since this is the truth, the inhabitants of Aschau have made it their motto. Communities that have so much to offer all in one place are few and far between. The parish church Presentation of the Lord is a Baroque jewel, which once belonged to the Herren Chiemsee Foundation. With its two bulbous spires, it sits enthroned on a small hill above the village like a rural basilica. The mighty castle Hohen Aschau towers even higher. It watches over the Priental Valley and was the residence of powerful lineages. That is why Castle Hohen Aschau was selected as the location for the provincial exhibition Nobility in Bavaria in 2008. The Counts of Preysing's ancestral hall, as well as their dining hall painted with Baroque gardens, is testimony to the magnificent holding of the court. During the summer, guests can enjoy concerts and take part in guided tours of the castle. The Tavern of the Court, dating back to the late 17th century, is now the best-known gourmet temple in the area. Star chef Heinz Winkler has been at the stove for decades. The Aschau locals are proud of their inns. They've dressed up to their Sunday best. Whether you have appetite for a glazed roast beef or prefer a hearty knuckle of port, here you are in good hands. Aschau is Bavarian all year round. After all, 3 societies of traditional costumes are at home in Priental. There is always something to celebrate. No one ever needs to hunger or thirst, not even on hikes. Country restaurants and mountain chalets invite you to stop for a bite to eat. There is homemade cake to go with the mug of coffee. Arts and crafts are a tradition in Aschau. Luca Distler and Florian Pichler forged some of the finest Damascene knife blades right at the foot of the castle. Peter Baumann crafts wind instruments, from the Perinet trumpet to tenor horns. Members of the Munich Philharmonic Orchestra are amongst his customers. As are musicians of Aschau, of course. Martin Bliemetsrieder, a third-generation hatter, ensures proper headgear in Priental, the traditional Aschau Stopselhut. Martin meticulously smoothes the felt. And now for the most important part, 2 black cock feathers, also known as hakeln. The Kramer-Klett family, once long-time owners of the castle, are still members of the Society for Traditional Costumes, Grierbinger Hohen Aschau. The former riding hall of the Dominion of Aschau is now the festival hall of the village. Active members of various societies for traditional costumes, the so-called Trachtler, come here to perform. The men do Schuhplattel and the girls Dirndldra. But many other big events also take place here. Truthfully, the area at the foot of the Kampenwand upholds tradition. When a son and heir is born, friends and family drive a decorated wagon loaded with a loaf of bread as big as a tree through the streets to the home of the new family. On their way, they stop for a bite to eat, at the expense of the proud father. Once the bread has been handed over, the parents invite everyone in for a little something to eat. As is well known, the church bells fly to Rome during Passion Week. Just the right time for the Aschau altar boys and girls to make lots of noise with their rattles. In late August, the Chiemgau Veterans Association celebrates a remembrance service for war victims at the foot of the Kampenwand summit. The summit cross also serves as a reminder of peace. At 12 meters, it is the highest mountain cross in the Bavarian Alps. A dozen mountain chalets sell food and drink during the summer and invite you to go for an unhurried hike and to stop for a bite to eat. The well-tended paths with only a slight upward gradient are ideal for older hikers as well as families with children. A light meal and a fantastic view are a fitting reward for the beads of sweat shed on the way. There are frequent parties at the mountain chalets. Traditional music is played and the dairymaid serves light meals and self-made cheese. Reinvigorated, it's back down to the valley, or keep on going to the next mountain chalet. The Kaiserschmarrn, a sweet cut-up pancake with raisins, is too tempting to pass up. Another magnificent area for hiking is the neighboring Geigelstein, which can be ascended from Sachrang, a part of Aschau. The wild and the tame Kaiser in Tyrol are within reach. Sachrang is a picturesque village. It served as a setting for the television series about the legendary Müllner Peter. During the 18th century, Müllner Peter was one of 10 children of a poor miller and his wife. He was supposed to become a priest. He returned from Munich without the ordination to the priesthood, but highly educated. He composed church music and helped the sick as a farm doctor. The Sachrang Müllner Peter Museum, with its medicinal herb garden, commemorates him. The Olivet Chapel is at the border between Bavaria and Tyrol. Müllner Peter saved it from decay. The members of the Society for Traditional Costumes and of the shootings associations from both countries go on a pilgrimage to the chapel every year to honor this universal genius. All year round, something is going on around the Aschau Maypole. The mountains and dales of the Priental Valley do not only entice hikers. Mountain bikers, paragliders and mountain climbers also find a piece of paradise here. Walkers and other nature lovers go for their sporty rounds nice and early. Afterwards, 2 open-air swimming pools treat you to some refreshments. In the early fall, as the mountain forest changes its colors, many go on a still hunt for wild mushrooms. Winter in Aschau also has some exciting facets on offer. The white splendor pleases the cross-country skiers as they glide over the skiing trails of the Priental Valley. Those who prefer a cozy atmosphere can take part in bread baking classes. Connoisseurs can buckle on a pair of crampons or snowshoes and march through the winter wonderland. A fast-paced toboggan ride takes you back down. They're diligently practicing at the beginner's ski lift. The first few bends are already going quite smoothly. Now up the Kampenwand in the cable car. At the summit station, you don't just see ski bunnies, but even the Easter Bunny. Aschau is simply more than meets the eye.